Little trick. Take it.
A silent bond. A story of Hedgy and Mason.
Good boy. Good boy. Crawl. Come on. Crawl. 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 Good crawl. Good boy.
Sometimes the most profound friendships come not with a bang, but with a whisper. Quiet, hesitant, and hidden under a table. That's how Hedgy came into their lives. A frightened pit bull tucked away in the corner of a shelter, his body trembling, his eyes filled with doubt and fear. He didn't bark, he didn't wag his tail, he didn't even look anyone in the eye. Hedgy had spent his puppyhood surrounded by silence, isolation, and mistrust.
High five.
No one could be sure if he'd ever be able to feel safe again.
Yep.
But then, something unexpected happened. Something beautiful. The moment Mason walked into that room, Hedgy lifted his head. No one else had made him move. But something in Mason, some quiet calm, some unspoken promise, seemed to reach the fragile heart hiding inside Hedgy's trembling body. They hadn't come looking for a dog like Hedgy. In fact, they had seen other dogs, played with them, smiled, and tried to feel a connection. But none of them felt right. Until Hedgy. That's the one, Mason whispered. His dad looked down at the scared dog under the table and felt it too. Something different. Something real.
Ready? Good boy.
That first night, Hedgy didn't do much. He wouldn't eat. He wouldn't let anyone near him. He lay under the kitchen table, eyes darting, body stiff. They let him be. But then Mason knelt down and softly asked, "Can I take him to bed with me?" His parents hesitated, but something told them to trust the boy.
Hedgy, walk. You'll go for a walk.
Mason carried Hedgy gently to his room, wrapped him in a blanket, and lay next to him. In the morning, something had changed. Hedgy wouldn't leave Mason's side. He followed him room to room, always a step behind, like a shadow finding the sun it had been searching for its entire life. From that moment on, they were inseparable.
Good whisper. Speak. Good speak. Good boy. High five. Good high five. Good high five.
Mason fed him, walked him, brushed him. Not because he was told to, but because he wanted to. Because he loved to. Hedgy waited by the door every day for Mason to come home. He curled up at his feet, leaned against his legs, and gazed at him with a devotion that words could never fully explain. This wasn't just a dog and a boy. This was something deeper. Hedgy started learning tricks, not just because someone told him to, but because praise from Mason meant everything. "Bow," Mason would say, and Hedgy would lower his head, tail wagging. He learned to crawl, to whisper, to ring a little doorbell when he wanted to go outside. He would sit proudly, basking in Mason's smile, like a child showing a parent their first drawing. But Hedgy wasn't like most dogs. He had special needs. His esophagus didn't work the way it should. If he ate lying down, the food wouldn't reach his stomach. At first, they fed him by hand. Then they got him a special chair, a custom-made feeding seat, upright like a child's high chair. Some vets said it was too much work, that maybe the kinder option was to let him go. But how do you give up on someone who's finally learning to live? They didn't, and neither did Mason.
No.
Every day, Mason helped Hedgy into his chair. He stroked his ears, whispered to him, sat with him as he ate. He made him feel safe. He made him feel normal. He made him feel loved.
Boy, good boy.
Hedgy started doing things he'd never done before. He played. He cuddled. He closed his eyes and leaned into Mason's touch like a puppy who'd finally found the childhood he never had. It wasn't always easy, but it was always worth it.
Okay. Yes.
When Mason sat at the kitchen table doing homework, Hedgy lay on the couch nearby, always watching. When Mason fell asleep, Hedgy curled up on the bed, taking up more space than a dog his size should. But Mason never complained. He just pulled the blanket over both of them and whispered, "Good night, best friend."
Mine.
But your tongue is little, but then he just does.
Give it back. Give me no, drop it.
Sometimes I watched them and wondered if Hedgy even realized he was a dog, or if maybe he believed he was just a part of Mason, and maybe he was. One day, Mason wore a t-shirt that said, "I miss my dog." When I asked him why, he said, "Even when Hedgy is in another room, I miss him." That's love, the kind you don't need to explain, the kind that sits quietly next to you, breathes beside you, and knows you're never really alone. This isn't just a story about a dog. It's a story about healing, about what happens when someone finally sees you, even when you're hiding under a table, about how love can grow in silence and fear and blossom into something extraordinary. It's about Mason and Hedgy, two souls who found each other in a noisy world and created a quiet one of their own. If this story touched your heart even just a little, consider giving it a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing for more stories like this. Not for numbers, but to keep sharing the kind of love the world can always use more of. Because sometimes, the best stories start with a scared little dog and a boy who refuses to let him go. Our team works hard behind the scenes to find and share real-life stories that truly matter. Every video is crafted with care, carefully researched, edited with trusted sources, and always treated with the respect these stories deserve. What you see isn't just made to inspire, it's meant to be real and meaningful.